Oh, time for a tea break, I believe. Pattern recognition. Yes, it's one of the new words I'm learning at the moment. It's like when things have been established and they're always there, and we're used to seeing them all the time, and we get so used to them even when they're killing us, rather like fossil fuel. But it has to be backed up by good, honest bullshit. That is why at Big Buzz Studios we're going to have a bullshit meter, aren't we, Miss Professor Freddy?
Yes, Buzzy, I think we're going to have a bullshit meter. It's going to go up to 196 and a half.
That's really interesting, isn't it? Yes. One day we will actually have faith. So what I'm doing is I've decided to build myself a Bible stand here. Yeah, as you do. Faith. I love faith. I love people who have faith. Strangely enough, might sound very strange. I have faith. As I was saying on my Facebook, I have faith that the human race could actually have intelligence. The human race, oh yes, might believe in carbon neutral petrol. What a strange oxymoron that is. I remember the 1980s, apparently green petrol. Yes, they took the tetraethylene out and replaced the leaded fuel, which was tetraethylene, with green fuel. So they put a green label on it. What they failed to say, they put benzene in it, which is most probably not that good, and cobalt, and amongst some other disgusting ingredients which nobody really quite knows. War, death, famine, oh, and a world completely divided, and a hell of a lot more war. And, of course, death. About 22,000 people dying of respiratory diseases in Pembrokeshire alone. Or maybe perhaps the UK, perhaps. Funnily enough, we had the highest asthma rate, didn't we, in the 1970s. That was before we gave the refineries to India. So we've also cleaned up our carbon footprint and gave it to India. And all the respiratory disease and asthma, like we used to have in Pembrokeshire. Went to the doctor and even he said that, yes, I'm afraid the air pollution in Pembrokeshire is really, really bad. Nuclear waste. So what have we heard today? Natural resource whales, nuclear waste dumped into the seas. Fine, apparently. The nuclear industry, EDF, says it's fine, so it must be fine. Then we've got the self-generating electric cars. Yes, the Prius. The famous Prius with a stink engine in and a small little battery. Apparently it charges up and it's an electric car that makes its own energy. Duh. I think all electric cars have regenerative braking, what they're saying. But the difference is you use toxic shit fuel in it and you have to carry a massive great big engine around with you everywhere. It's clanks and clonks in the front using your carbon neutral fuel. Which I guess they use carbon neutral fuel because they're going to plant a tree. So BP, Shell, they're going to plant some trees. 1 billion trees. I hope they've heard of squirrels. Because the other problem with forestry is you don't have to have a brain the size of a planet to realise a healthy forest is young trees, baby trees, middle-aged trees, like middle-aged, about 30, 40 years old, and then you have the ancient old oaks like myself. Yes, the ones that are just about to peg it trees. And you have biodiversity. It seems to work for billions of years, well, certainly millions of years. If you suddenly plant millions and millions of those trees, specifically the same species of tree as well, you are going to have problems. But I guess you'll have Roundup. Strange, we seem to be having the bullshit moment again, aren't we? Anyhow, yeah, actually, you just can't make carbon neutral fuel from toxic, fossil, locked-in fuel. It's not. It can never be, and you will always get war with it. It doesn't work, and they've stolen all our money. So, that's why Buzz Off Toxic. That's why we're going to an expedition ship. That's why we're going to start a TV station. We're going to get the scientists. We're going to get the truth. Mainly, I'm doing it for nothing. Yes, you heard me, nothing. Because we're going to use all their money and rebuild our planet. Put upon it it's a bit like a sculptural project. Okay, anyway, it's getting extremely hot in here, isn't it, Professor Freddy? So before I strip right off and start sweating like a sauna, I'm going to go off and do my Bible study stand. Faith. Yes, I'm sure we can. Pattern recognition. Biofabrication. The words of the day. Right, oh, this is my little book where I write amazing ideas. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm sure you've got some amazing ideas. If you have, pass the word around. Yes. Let's try and have some faith. How are we actually intelligent?